It's the Line Makers on Sporting News.
We love when the legend stops by. Jimmy Vaccaro, the Director of Public Relations for William Hill North America. It's the history of sports betting here on the Line Makers on Sporting News. First of all, good sir, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was fine, and everything obviously went as I anticipated, which was, unceremoniously. I ate too much turkey, but how can you not on Thanksgiving Day?
But if I'm not mistaken, there had to be some big salads in there, which you love, and a milkshake?
About this big of a salad, about this size of a milkshake.
Oh, you trimmed down the milkshake.
Watch my calories at my age.
Yeah, so tonight you're going to get the big boy to make up for
got
lost
it,
time.
brother.
All right,
You got it.
Let's go by throwing dates at you. A little word association. March 30th, 1979. What does that mean?
To me, it was the Barbie Coast opening up on the corner, which is the hottest corner in the world on the Strip. Obviously, Michael Gaughan had to go through a lot of political things to get it done. He pursued, and obviously we did open up, and the Little Red Casino opened up on March 30th, 1979.
All right, the Little Red Engine that could.
Yeah, right.
You're surrounded, only 200 rooms, monster properties. Who was around you?
On our right, we had the Flamingo. Across the street, we had Caesar's Palace. To the caddy corner, we had the fabulous Dunes Hotel and Country Club. And to the left, we had the original MGM opened by Kirk Kerkorian. So we were surrounded by the giants, but we kept chugging along.
But you're the little guy, but everybody was coming to see you because you had something they didn't.
Yeah, you couldn't bet a three-team parlay at any other joints except the Little Red Caboose there. Obviously, it went well. It was an absolute smash because when we hit the first football season, as you had stated, Brian, only the Union Plaza and the Stardust had sportsbooks inside the hotel casino. But further up south, there was nothing there yet. And when we opened up, it was an absolute slam bang success because we had everybody from the four major properties coming over to bet football with us.
October 2nd, 1980, I was celebrating my 23rd birthday. What were you doing?
I was fending off Ollie and Holmes because, you talk about something that I can't even describe if you weren't there. Just picture this. You have probably at that time the biggest fight that we could anticipate. An aging Ollie coming back to fight Holmes to try to get the crown back. We wrote thousands and thousands of tickets, but 98% of the tickets came from the four major properties around us because they couldn't make a bet on the fight. We had people who literally were out the door waiting to get in to bet on their favorite fighter, and that time it was 9 tickets for Ollie, 1 for Holmes.
So with all the big properties around, they're coming to your joint and they're betting, which brings us to what was kind of a daily or weekly occurrence, the chip run. Tell folks what that was.
For all you young people out there, the chip run was something that you can't utilize anymore. Way back when, if you had a chip from the Flamingo, you could bet it at the Barbie. Conversely, if you had a chip, a Barbie Coast chip, you could bet it at the Flamingo. Once a week, they would just go back and have a chip run. You would take your chips around and redeem them for the cash, and conversely, you would give it the chips that you utilized from the other places. So here it is, this one Monday morning, and my favorite boss, Mr. Michael Gaughan, calls me up, wants to know what the hell is going on. Everybody's calling him up there from the major properties. Well, what had happened, we had taken over $200,000 worth of chips that were Caesar's Palace chips. Caesar's people did not like it because we had their people coming over to our place to make the bet, and this started the whole thing, the whole big explosion.
Many great stories in that time frame, great memories. But one of the darkest days in Las Vegas history was a fire that occurred right across the street.
Yeah, it was 32 years ago, I believe, just a week ago, and it was very tragic. And I was there. I happened to be one of the last people in before the police barricaded Las Vegas Boulevard, and I was at the Barbie that entire day. Obviously, no need to say how sad it was, but it was something very tragic. And until this day, you remember it. It's very visual in front of you. I can remember the scene, the hollering, the screaming, and more vividly even the helicopters flying around picking people off the roof. But can you believe it? 32 years ago it passed already.
What are the emotions and memories, Jimmy, when you go back down to the Strip and you drive by and you see the Barbary Coast?
It was a break of a lifetime for me, and I'm sincere about it, and I'm humiliated by it also because if Michael didn't open up there, it opened up a million other doors for me. 5 years later, I went to the original MGM with Kirk Kerkorian, and then I went downtown with Steve Wynn, and naturally the Mirage came. So it was a break of a lifetime, and I'm forever indebted for that little red building on the corner.
There's such great stories. It was the holiday. You're not done yet. You got some more, I'm hoping.
Yeah, we'll continue from here. We'll see what goes from here, buddy.
He's Jimmy Vaccaro. We appreciate when he stops by the Line Makers on Sporting News with the history of sports betting.